I laugh at the day, I'm fed up. I'm strapped, playlist on. I laugh at the RPMs as they ramp up. Blacked up under me, I don't feel pain. Zigzag to the beat like I own that lane. Kinda wild, kinda stupid, still I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Kinda goofy, kinda dumb, I never die, say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy in this lane, don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I'm alive, no. I know I'm alive, laughing in my helmet with a busted tooth. Burning through the bad stuff, turn the key. Motor comes alive, feel my heart skip a beat. Pushing back the worst thought of the world gets mean. I get mean too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Goofy on the grind, I never die, say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive, no. Cold hands, warm blood, I still move on. Bad luck, sticks and stones, I just groove on. If I fall, I get back up because mommy didn't raise no bitch. You can call me reckless, you can call it luck. Little goofy, little dumb, I never die. Worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy on the grind, I never die. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive. Am I alive? Am I alive? Helmet on, chin up, I laugh at the day, I'm fed up. I'm strapped, playlist on. I laugh at the RPMs as they ramp up. Blacked up under me, I don't feel pain. Zigzag to the beat like I own that lane. Kinda wild, kinda stupid, still I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Kinda goofy, kinda dumb, I never die, say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy in this lane, don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I'm alive, no. I know I'm alive, laughing in my helmet with a busted tooth. Burning through the bad stuff, turn the key. Motor comes alive, feel my heart skip a beat. Pushing back the worst thought of the world gets mean. I get mean too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Goofy on the grind, I never die, say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive, no. Cold hands, warm blood, I still move on. Bad luck, sticks and stones, I just groove on. If I fall, I get back up because mommy didn't raise no bitch. You can call me reckless, you can call it luck. Little goofy, little dumb, I never die. Worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy on the grind, I never die. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive. Am I alive? Am I alive? Helmet on, chin up, up, I laugh at the day I'm fed up. Helmet strapped, playlist on. I laugh at the RPMs as they ramp up. Black top under me, I don't feel pain. Zigzag to the beat like I own that lane. Kinda wild, kinda stupid, still I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Kinda goofy, kinda dumb, I never die, I say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy in this lane, don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I'm alive, yo. I know I'm alive, laughing in my helmet with a busted tooth. Burning through the bad stuff, turn the key. Motor comes alive, feel my heart skip a beat. Pushing back the worst thought of the world gets mean. I get mean too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me dream. Goofy on the grind, I never die, say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive, no. Cold hands, warm blood, I still move on. Bad luck, sticks and stones, I just groove on. If I fall, I get back up because mommy didn't raise no bitch. You can call me reckless, you can call it luck. Shit. Little goofy, little dumb, I never die. Worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy.
Next turn.
All right, well, I was going to give you guys a cool intro, but I guess you're going to have the standard one of welcome back to Flannel Dan Gaming. We are checking out Voyager Beta. It's an AI dungeon. This is our part 3. And these are our last few moves leading up. I'm hoping the AI will read from now on, but you can kind of get an idea of what happened here.
Yeah, hopefully it's catch it.
Yep. Okay, so settings, what is it, party? Friends. I want to send Yahi.
She only needs to have the code.
She only needs the code.
Yeah, on the top right section she just clicks join game and then she uses room code and she just inserts it there and joins.
She has to create a character, doesn't she?
She's already.
Yes, she will.
Yeah, she'll have to make
a character before she just drops in. Yes.
Okay, so I just need to send her this code.
Yeah. The second she has her character done, basically she will be plopping in whatever scene we are in.
How do I do it? I'll put it into the chat here, or I'll put it up here. No, yeah, here. I'll send it right to her. Okay, and then all she has to do is go into
top right of the Voyage browser.
Yeah, he's hovering over my shoulder, like doing sign language. 1 sec.
Yeah. But yeah, Dungeon was the original maker of the Voyage platform, and Voyage is the next iteration of it, kinda. More like an RPG platform than the AI Dungeons 100% text-based one.
I think they listened to
more
the people
RPG.
and they wanted something that talks and
But I said, yeah, they did have the text-to-speech narration to begin with Yoda in the AI Dungeon, but they removed it. So I'm happy to see it return now in the Voyage RPG system, where they have better character tracking and NPC reactions and behavior.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.
So when you hit those limits, it kind of breaks the logic and understanding of what happens. While the Voyage saves every single interaction, all items, skills, and all the knowledge, and doesn't really lose track of anything. So I mean, if you meet an NPC, you smack him in the face, you run off, and you return to that guy later, he will remember that you smacked him in the face, he will be quite angry with you. So I mean, it doesn't lose track of things at all in Voyage. I mean, for consistency, it's way better. It can mismatch a few details at random, but that's basically the only thing I found is a weak point. So Voyage is way better to keep track of things, because I was playing another world where where I was a demon, in a demon hatching underground thingy, trying just to evolve and survive. And I managed to poison a big nasty demon. And when I returned, basically, I could detect a foul smell. And when I came to a place that there was, I found the big nasty demon dead, basically. So I didn't have to fight him. I could kill him passively, basically, by just waiting, while also not being around him at all.
Okay.
So I mean, there's always something happening in the background. The NPCs are not forgotten. They don't do nothing. They do their own things. They have their own agendas, personalities, and quirks.
Right.
I mean, if you start a revolt basically with one character and that guy runs off in town and then start a huge mess, you can return a bit later and he might have put the whole town into flames.
Right. While Yahi's creating, being invited and creating the character, I'm just going to quickly pop to the toilet. I
don't know if she's like joining right away, but yeah, go for it.
I don't want to hold everybody up, like, so I'm just going to while everybody's waiting.
Go for it. I'm writing to the AI anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so we can continue playing, basically, but the second she joins in, she will be dropping in whatever shenanigans we started. I don't think the game pauses when she's making her character. It just happens when she drops in, it will literally drop her in wherever we are. So if we start a fight and she drops in the same second it starts, then yeah, she will be dropping in the middle of it. I'm quite sure the game doesn't pause when you make a character, but it does throw it into whatever shenanigans we are in when she actually clicks ready. I think Yoda knows how that works because he had an NPC that arrived in the same kind of fashion from a random event at one time. It was an interesting arrival. Did you follow some of the logic, by the way, that I was trying to explain what the AI Dungeon and Voyage, by the way, Dan? Or were you away so you couldn't hear?
I think I was away, so I didn't hear. Oh, no, I heard, when you were just explaining to Yoda. Yes, I heard that.
Yes, Yoda and the viewers basically the difference between AI Dungeon and Voyage.
Are you watching the narrator chat?
Let's see. Oh god.
That sounds like an epic finale. A Gith Dragon Rider would definitely be a legendary challenge for the city of Baldur's Gate. As the narrator, I can't trigger that event or change the story directly right now. That's up to the game master and the actions you take in the game. However, I can help keep track of everything as you work towards that goal. Would you like me to note this as a goal for the party, or is there anything else?
It feels like you're trying to push the direction that the narrator is not really up to.
Yes, I'm trying to push the game master to do this after we close the rift that we are at now. As this would be the third rift that we've closed, so that makes sense. 3 rifts.
Is the third one?
Yeah, because we did the one that your little zombie lass was at, and then we just did the one before this one, under the place with all the vaults.
Yeah, okay.
And this one's at the shipyard.
Yes, you're correct. I lost track of one of them.
That sounds like a thrilling conclusion to the chapter. The Githyanki invasion facing a dragon rider would be a true test of the party's strength and charisma. Charismatic way to end the threat to Baldur's Gate. As a narrator, I can't force the story to take that direction or trigger the encounter, but I would keep it in mind as a current goal for now.
Yeah. Basically, the progression is too quick, is what's saying.
You'll need to deal with Kekarak, expanding upon the rift, to make sure that the city is left to save. Okay.
Like I said, it literally is telling you that you're progressing it too quickly.
Well, get on with it. Alright, so I want to update where are all seen enemies right now.
I think that you might like the system shop kind of worlds.
A what?
The sister shop Voyage worlds.
Okay.
It's a typical isekai phenomenon when you basically are summoned from another world to be something else. And you get a cheat system basically where you have to use points or special currencies to basically give yourself special traits, abilities, and kind of everything you want. As long as you have enough to pay for it. But it's really fun. I've played that with Yoda with the demon kind of rounds, hatching from a demon egg as a random demon and then work with that.
Show the female Gith warrior on show the Gith warrior's health bar. I know I spelled some stuff wrong there. It's okay. The narrator will figure it out.
Yeah, otherwise he will ask you a question. Just make it clear. He's kind of smart though, so he should be able to do that. He's dead.
Of course, according to the current record, the female Gith warrior number 4 is currently... Oh, she's number 4? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should, I think you selected the wrong name there.
Okay, never mind.
So, I mean, we have one scout alive and the general.
Oh, slumped... Okay, it says right here, slumped against the railing, barely conscious after the heavy counterattack. Okay.
Okay, basically dying then, I guess.
Yeah. They're dead.
I know hit health bar is 0, but it's apparently not dead yet. But
she's dying.
Defeated and dying. Yeah. It's funny though that they don't count 0 as dead, just dying.
I cut a massive gash
stage should be near death, to be honest.
With the help of Dan's holy light. So. Do this. What's the plan? You want me to attack?
Scroll up on the narrator. You'll see what my final idea is for a boss.
Yeah. By the way, Dan, if I was playing this solo, I would go with anime style.
What were we saying, Yoda? Sorry.
I was just like in the Githyanki invasion. To summarize it up, finish the chapter, fight the dragon, but we gotta get rid of Boral at the minute.
So we need to do other things before that, yeah.
Scout.
The narrator is saying it goes too quickly, basically.
Trying to hit or hit off the roof.
But Yoda, to be fair though, if I was playing this at Necromancer solo, I would have a lot of minions right now. I'm too weak as I just have pure Necromancer. I see a few nice targets here for recruitment.
I'm sure I can take a head or two.
Yoda is not again. Look out.
I've already got how many? Might as well keep it up and sell them or use them.
I wonder how many you can drag around with you without stumbling.
I've got a pocket full of coins too, so.
I would say you have a pocket full of heads.
No.
Right.
I did like though the narrator's summarization of our funny moments. Especially the first one where it was talking about the dam being used as a living turret on top of Yoda at the tavern. Did I post that by the way, Yoda? Sorry, Dan.
I don't know if I posted. You did.
Apparently, I put you up on my shoulders.
That's not right. You put...
Yeah, funny moments in our travels on the fan crew. Read it out loud if you want to.
Using
about?
Yeah, let's continue with this.
Ability site. Oh, telling the party the week. Okay, complete 2 straight to.
Oh, it's a little confusing, but female Githyanki warrior, aka Githyanki warrior number 4, is actually dead. She's not on the deck next to you anymore. She's slumped over. I got a little confused because like it was like defeated enemies underneath, but like it makes it sound like she's still alive.
Well, I said she's taking her last breath, whatever. Take a speak dead. She would have fit good with my demon worlds, like I say. Fit with that picture. This makes sense. I mean, my planner dampener, whatever, is down for count for at least 80 more turns at it, so that will not be a good extra help.
It slipped off. What happened to undead after a long rest? If gotten round to refer to an undead creature after a long rest, briefly depends on
save for 90 turns.
Permanent summon is if the undead was created by a spell or effect that doesn't have a specific duration or was made permanent through powerful magic. It simply remains active and present when you wake up. Temporary reanimation for spells like Animate Dead. The magic usually lasts for 24 hours. If you take a long rest, 8 hours, the creation will still be under your control when you wake up, provided the 24-hour window hasn't closed. You would then need to cast the spell again to maintain control. Special constructs abilities, since Neo's undead phase spider is currently listed as dead. Undead constructs with 0 health, as long as a long rest for the party won't automatically bring it back. Neo would likely.
Flannel braces himself against the warehouse chimney, raising the shadow staff as the wood begins to smoke with gathering heat. A streak of emerald flame erupts from the staff, slamming into the chest of the Githyanki scout as she tries to regain her footing on the roof tiles. The force of the impact knocks the wind from her lungs, charring her leather armor and leaving her reeling. Flannel's eyes glow with a piercing golden intensity as he scans the Kithrak on the deck, seeing the swirling chaos of the weave clustering around a hairline fracture in the commander's silver breastplate.
Cyrus, the breastplate. Strike the crack near the gorget. The silver is failing there.
High above in the rafters, Amos Royce sees his moment. With a panicked, wheezing grunt, he heaves a rusted iron crate over the edge. It plummets through the violet mist, narrowly missing Brunhild as it smashes into the roof tiles inches from the scout's head. Brunhild Hammerstone doesn't flinch. She drops her white-hot poker and drives her knee into the scout's spine, pinning her arms back with a brutal, bone-deep wrench. The dwarf slams the scout's face into the shingles, silencing her before she can tumble into the harbor. Below on the pier, Flannel gestures with his free hand, summoning a spectral, translucent palm that begins to rifle through the pouches of the fallen warriors near the gangplank. Meanwhile, Kithrak Faral feels the arcane pressure of Flannel's scrutiny and snarls, his eyes pulsing with psionic static. He lashes out with a wave of mental force intended to shatter Flannel's connection to his staff, but the Dragonborn remains steadfast behind his cover, the emerald fire already fading as the spell completes. Cyrus heeds Flannel's command, lunging forward with a heavy, ground-shaking stride. He invokes the magic of his silver blade, his senses sharpening until the world seems to slow to a crawl. As Vorol prepares to unleash a flurry of psionic strikes, Cyrus drives his shoulder into the commander's gut, Using his immense athletic weight to shove the Githyanki against the mainmast, the half-orc twists his blade, jamming the serrated edge directly into the structural weakness Flannel identified, pinning the commander against the wood and stifling his counterattack. Seeing the commander pinned but still dangerous, Septimus Hallow hobbles up the gangplank, his dented plate grinding with every step. He grunts in agony as he thrusts the shaft of his halberd forward, catching a desperate sweeping kick from the Kithrak. The veteran warden stands firm as a living barrier, his breathing ragged, but his eyes fixed on the ship's hold, ensuring no other raiders can interfere with Cyrus's grim work. Neo glides across the deck atop his wounded spider, his fingers weaving a complex pattern of necrotic shadows. He releases a shroud of echoes, a freezing grey mist that clings to Cyrus's armor, providing a layer of spectral protection that chills the air. Neo then turns his attention to the pulsating anchor point, his hands glowing with a sickly green light as he attempts to ground the swirling planar energies. However, the rift's hunger is vast. The indigo tethers lash out like whips, resisting his touch and causing the deckboards to groan and splinter under the strain. Zarithra blurs into motion beside Neo, her voice rising in a rapid staccato Githyanki mantra. Her form flickers, her image doubling as she accelerates her own temporal flow. She strikes twice with her silver sword in a single heartbeat, carving glowing runes into the deck to assist Neo's containment efforts. The violet fog thickens as the obsidian lever continues to slide, the ship tilting toward the water as the weight of the astral sea begins to pull at the low lantern's hull.
The void is heavy. Hold the commander, or the ship will be the first thing the rift devours.
He didn't take much damage whatsoever, did he?
No. I'm a little confused on how you didn't get hit by the moonbeam, though. But I'm a little scared to ask the narrator.
The narrator to do that, because that would be friendly fire, most likely.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have gotten close to him. Because he did have the thing on.
It was the moonbeam on him, wasn't it? So, yeah, I forgot about that moonbeam.
Was the moonbeam on?
Should be able to see a buff though, shouldn't I? No?
When
yeah, there doesn't show that. No reason.
Russ hit him.
Doesn't say anything about Cyrus getting hit though.
Okay, seems like maybe that's... We'll pretend your athleticism kept you out of it or something.
Guess there's a small chance of a loose spider if I can't patch it up afterward.
Yeah, about the what disease now.
I'm not going to say something that will make that an impossibility for me.
Skip.
But I mean, I played enough of this platform to know and fantasy games to know how you can literally erase my undead, but I will be very unappreciated about it.
Is that two? No, I still have an action point. That's a bonus action technically.
I'm going to be focused on the anchor point still.
Yeah, I'm starting to move my attention. That moonbeam should do damage to it every single turn.
Yep. It's a bit awkward for me to refer to the undead as a plural, because it's not a plural-ish word.
Undeads?
Yeah. The undeads is basically the
undeader
items.
The undeadish.
Yeah.
What do you call a group of undead? Block?
Undead followers or undead minions, basically.
Flannel braces his feet against the warehouse roof,
failed.
his eyes narrowing as he peers through the veil of magic. He identifies the swirling apex where the astral threads are most strained, and directs the pillar of moonbeam to incinerate the rift's weak points. A spectral, translucent hand manifests beside the pinned Githyanki commander, wrenching the silver greatsword from Voral's grip with a sharp metallic clatter. The mage hand carries the humming blade across the deck, hovering it within Cyrus's reach.
Flannel ducks lower behind the chimney and extends his staff, unleashing a bolt of searing holy light that slams into the scout, pinned by Brundhild. The radiance chars the raider's leather armor, leaving the Githyanki slumped and gasping in the dwarf's iron grip. Brundhild Hammerstone tightens her hold, ignoring the scout's desperate threshing. The Githyanki attempts to use the roof's steep pitch to slide them both toward the edge, but Brundhild drives her weight downward, grinding the scout's face further into the rough shingles until the warrior's movements turn sluggish and weak. High above, Amos Royce trembles as he watches the holy light flare, his fingers white knuckled on a heavy stone block. He mutters a fragmented prayer, his wide eyes tracking every movement on the deck as he prepares to drop his next piece of debris on anyone who breaks toward the warehouse. Cyrus wars, dropping his shoulder and driving his fingers like iron spikes into the gap of Voral's breastplate. He heaves with all his abyssal strength, attempting to reach the commander's heart and crush the life from his chest. However, Voral twists with a sudden, serpent-like grace, his silver plate sliding against Cyrus's grip and preventing the half-orc from gaining a fatal purchase. The commander snarls, his hands glowing with a jagged psionic fire as he attempts to blast the half-orc's face. But Septimus Hallow lunges forward. Septimus slams the shaft of his halberd into Voral's forearm, deflecting the psychic discharge harmlessly into the wooden mast. At the head of the gangplank, Septimus Hallow maintains a rigid defensive stance, his halberd leveled like a gate.
He ignores the throbbing ache in his mangled leg, his gaze fixed on the dark, yawning square of the ship's hold. He stands as a bulwark for the others, his heavy boots planted firmly against the deck cleats to anchor himself against the ship's increasing tilt. Zarithra's chanting reaches a frantic, staccato peak as she carves glowing containment runes into the wood, the silver of her blade trailing sparks.
The anchor is fraying. If the Kithrak lives when the seal breaks, the gravity will snap this vessel in two.
Neo remains a statue of necromantic focus atop his tattered mount. He weaves his fingers through the freezing grey mist of the shroud, plucking at the indigo tethers that connect the ship to the void. With a sharp, commanding word, he directs the undead phase spider to pulse with a sickly green energy, its flickering form absorbing the excess planar static that bleeds from the rift. The anchor point beneath the obsidian lever begins to dim, its high-pitched whine dropping into a low, resonant thrum as Neo's magic forces the rift to contract. The low lantern groans, the timber of its hull screaming under the conflicting pressures of the harbor's tide and the astral pull. Vorile, disarmed and pinned against the mast, glares at Cyrus with a cold, predatory intensity, his sallow skin reddening under the proximity of the moonbeam. The violet fog across the grey harbour begins to swirl in a tight spiral toward the deck, drawn in by the collapsing anchor as the dawn light begins to bleed over the city walls.
You think to ground the tide with a handful of dust? The Lich Queen's hunger is eternal.
The obsidian lever shudders, stalled halfway by Zarithra's runes and Neo's grounding magic. The air around the ship grows heavy with the scent of ozone and ancient salt, the planar rift flickering like a dying candle as it fights to maintain its grip on the material world. Cyrus looms over the commander, the stolen silver sword hovering at his side, while the rest of the party braces for the final collapse of the anchor.
But Dan, he's talking about a Lich Queen. I can be the Lich King.
Lich Queen is mean, bud.
No clue, to be honest. That doesn't sound like...
It's a Githyanki, basically the Githyanki's ruler.
Okay, then.
Yeah, you have the Lich Queen, and then you have the Unforgotten Prince.
Interesting. Did I choose that as something? No, I was the Undying. What is it? The one was the something prince? I know that term you used was one of the traits things I could have chosen. Yeah, warlocks of Undying have pact with the being who has cheated death without becoming truly undead and immortal mortal. So yes, I'm going to be partially undead, I guess.
According to this, I've got two silver great swords.
What time to use a dual wield then?
And I need to finish off that Varal.
I haven't learned anything new, have I? No. But you just gain a great sword. Did you have one before then?
I've got two. It says I've gained two silver great swords. So I think I've took Varal's sword off him.
What it says that you gain one this turn. Not sure if you had one before.
Yeah, it might have. Yeah, I gave you Varal's great sword. So now you have another one. I don't know, I just took it and gave it to you. You do what you want with it.
But if I'm thinking I had two spellcaster roads, doesn't make sense either.
Yeah, when it doubles up things in my inventory, I generally just drop it on the ground. But that's correct. You should have two silver greatswords now.
Still only have 1 point there. I'm sure if I should unlock any abilities. Color spray, disguise self, false life. I have nothing to buff anyone else except for the shroud thingy. Or I can make someone blind to death, or, well, one of them. Do you think Kutra will be more funnier if you can see shit? Yeah, I will save my point for something. I'm not sure what to use it for. Does make sense. I'm not sure if the total dead makes damage or just makes them more unhinged. Closer to the graveyard.
Fact. What's up? Backsurge unavailable while world data is loading. Okay, give me a second and we'll fix it.
She getting queued up to join.
She's trying to, but she can't do it for some reason.
Yeah, I would assume as long as we're in a prompt, it should be open, or just drop her in, because that's what happened with random people that showed up in the game I did with my brother's wife. It's not sure why she's being queued.
It's not queued, she can't join because the server looks like it's down.
Oh, so it's a desync then of some sort.
Yep.
Weird. But I had to refresh the page and redo the character, I guess. This is really annoying. And yeah, the thing is still going. I'll just copy my last prompt because I'm still working on the same thing.
You're gonna headbutt him and knock him out when he has 67 health points left?
You would need a buff for that.
Yeah, your headbutt will only do 10 damage.
Well, I could make him weaker in one sense.
Maybe use, like...
Yeah, Ray of Sickness I have. Can use that one.
Yeah, you can weaken him with that.
I mean that, yeah. Left weaken and ill. Their effectiveness greatly diminished. Should make him an easier target at least. Hope. Where is my spells? There. Could also use inflict wounds, but I don't think that would be as effective.
I'm trying to see if I can just unlock a new move.
Oh, I need to unlock the Ray of Sickness. Well, let's do that then. Well, as long as you're being creative with things, it usually gives you some kind of ability.
You should, Cyrus, you should do a strength buff or modifier. Using my strength skill, I wrap both hands around his throat and squeeze as tight as I can, or something like that.
Well, he did that as a superhero or supervillain. He did a Vulcan neck grip. Was funny. Copy the name.
Oops, I misspelled that. There we go. That'll make more sense.
Yeah, I think this should work. Yeah, I think this works. At least I think it makes logical sense. There you go, success. I'm happy.
Flannel extends a hand from the warehouse roof, directing a translucent spectral palm toward the ship's center. The mage hand grips the obsidian lever, wrenching it back to the off position before the force of Flannel's will snaps the stone from its housing. The hand floats back toward the Dragonborn, carrying the severed control mechanism through the violet haze. Flannel then narrows his golden eyes, tracing the fractured geometry of the planar rift with a cold, investigative gaze. He reaches deep into the ancient, volatile reservoir of his bloodline, channeling a surging torrent of sapphire blue force that he pours directly into the silver moonbeam. The pillar of light erupts with raw, crackling energy that slams into the rift, tearing at its edges and causing the planar fabric to ripple and fray under the sudden, massive pressure. Atop his tattered spider, Neo points a pale finger at the pinned Githyanki commander and unleashes a sickly green ray of necromantic filth. The energy strikes Faral's throat, causing his sallow skin to break into weeping, necrotic sores as a wave of debilitating sickness washes over him. Neo doesn't stop, immediately pivoting his focus back to the anchor point. He weaves his fingers in a harrowing rhythmic dance, commanding his undead phase spider to sink its fangs into the very wood of the deck. Together, they pull the leaking astral energy into the spider's hollow form, grounding the anchor point even as the creature's reanimated shell begins to crack from the strain. Cyrus
sounds like you're
seizes the
sacrificing your
moment of Voral's
spider.
Weakness, his ash-grey fingers tightening around the commander's neck like iron bands. He ignores the heat of the moonbeam and the psionic static, lifting the Githyanki off the deck with his raw, abyssal strength. The half-orc's muscles bulge as he exerts a terrifying, crushing pressure. The vertebrae in Viral's neck grinding and snapping audibly. With a guttural roar of orcish ferocity, Cyrus twists and pulls, tearing the commander's head from his shoulders in a spray
Flawless
of
victory.
dark, violet blood. Kithrak Faral's armored body goes limp and collapses against the mast, near death and utterly broken, as Cyrus holds the severed trophy aloft in the silver light. High above, Amos Royce sees the commander pinned and hurls a heavy masonry stone with a terrified shriek. The rock whistles through the air and clips the falling commander's shoulder armor, shattering upon impact and showering the deck in stone dust. On the rooftop, Brunhild Hammerstone maintains her brutal weight on the surviving scout. She ignores the chaos on the ship, repeatedly slamming the Githyanki's head into the hard shingles with methodical
He's dead already.
The scout's movements cease as she is driven into unconsciousness, leaving Brunhild to watch the harbour with a weary, soot-streaked
She's been hanging out with you too much.
The butt of his halberd firmly against the deck
much
boards,
Yoda.
leaning his full weight onto the shaft. He stands as an unyielding wall of steel, his bloodied legs shaking but his resolve, firm as he blocks the path to the hold. He glares into the dark companionway, ready to impale any Githyanki that might emerge to save their fallen leader or disrupt Cyrus's grim work. Beside the mast, Zarithra continues her rapid-fire chanting, her voice a sharp, rhythmic anchor that reinforces the glowing runes carved into the wood. The wards pulse with a steadying light, holding the fracturing deck together as the planar rift flickers and begins to collapse in on itself.
The lever is ours. Neo, ground the rest of it before the vessel splits.
The Void is hungry, but it will feast on nothing but shadow today.
The commander is fallen. The anchor dies with him. Stay back.
The low lantern gives a final, shuddering groan as the...
What?
A small, lithe figure with red, shoulder-length hair emerges from the lingering violet haze near the gangway,
Yahi?
moving with an unnatural, fey-like grace that seems to bypass the slick patches of blood and brine on the pier. She steps onto the low lantern's tilted deck, her eyes bright and observant as she maneuvers around the debris of the battle. Name's Kyra Rabbitfoot. Heard you lot were making quite the racket down here, and figured a ship this big must have some secrets worth sharing. Mind if I join the party? Septimus Hallow exhales a long, ragged breath, lowering his halberd with a heavy, metallic clank. He uses a grimy sleeve to wipe a smear of violet ichor from his forehead, his silver-grey beard matted with sweat and sea spray.
Don't get comfortable, Rabbitfoot. The sharks in the hold won't stay quiet, just because their commander lost his head. Keep your eyes on that companionway. The work isn't done yet.
Zarithra shears off her chant with a sharp, pained gasp, her eyes dimming from their radiant glow as the planar rift finally collapses into nothingness. She sheathes her silver blade with a decisive click and gestures toward the deck hatches.
The anchor is severed, but those obsidian canisters below remain volatile. They are brimming with raw astral essence. If we don't secure them before the flaming fist arrive to meddle, the harbor will suffer far more than a few broken planks.
High above in the warehouse rafters, Amos Royce peers over the edge of a crossbeam, his wide eyes fixed on the headless corpse of Kithrak Farrar. He clutches his boat hook so tightly, his knuckles are white, his voice trembling as it echoes through the structure.
Are they truly gone? The Silver Devils. They aren't going to get back up, are they? Is it safe for a man to climb down? Or are you lot just waiting to slit the throat of anyone who moves?
On the roof, Brunhild Hammerstone stands up from the unconscious Githyanki scout, dusting off her grease-marked leather apron with a grunt of satisfaction. She looks down at the deck, her expression unimpressed by the carnage.
Quit gawking at your trophies and check the hole. The old girl was screaming like a dry twig under that rift. If we don't balance the weight, she'll take us all to the bottom of the Grey Harbor.
Okay. Oh, what are you, Rabbitfoot? Yahee! Red shoulders, like, that's your story? Red shoulder, length hair. Okay.
Oh, look, that's cool.
What is she, to be honest? I see the point here.
Halfling?
Yeah. Halfling have horns?
I think she's a halfling. I'm not sure, though.
Halfling demon?
Paste. What? Kethra. Oh, it's Kira? Oh, it's reading it wrong. It's Kira Rabbitfoot. Let Kira Rabbitfoot join the party.
I like Kyra. With a Y.
Kyra, yeah, but it's Kira.
Should be island.
Kyra.
It's a nice little name. Cute little name.
That's our dog. That's Yahi's dog's name is Kira.
Yes.
Oh.
Kira.
Kira. Rolls the tongue.
He's an old dog, but she's a good dog. Okay. Party successfully. Okay.
The right build to go into the low lantern.
Well, we need to go into the hole and secure the canisters.
Yeah, you magic guys need to do your thing.
It's a meeting, I guess. Candish. You accept them away. Done?
What?
You accept the quest.
Oh, sorry.
Or do you want us to ignore that entirely?
I want to... Yeah, well, I don't know why she's giving us orders. She's a undead thrall, but... Descend into the hole of the lower lantern, secure the...
I mean, I gave myself some questions this time, so I mean, it's funny.
Sure.
You do that like to trigger the quest, basically. It's more funny when you trigger your own quest. For that one, the undead recovery team here. So I'm kind of just repeating myself with my skills.
Okay, so I guess she's part of the party now.
Yes, she is.
Nice.
I mean, the AI does its best to try and introduce new characters randomly. I mean, you saw how that worked. Tries to make sense of why you arrived and how. And if you make a really funny background story, it could be way more funnier. Guess I'll do this.
I don't know if she's gonna.
Well, you can do custom dialogues all you want. I mean, it can be very interesting. A while back, I wanted to comment about our cutesy little dwarf there using her poking stick to kill people.
Processing what happened here.
I just ran it up in here. I need to get my ley lines here.
I got no idea what the hell's going
Royce
on here.
Slides down
I just want to be part of your guys' crew.
Boots hitting the pier with a frantic stumble before he scurries up the gangplank. Brundhild Hammerstone drops from the roof to the dock and marches past him, her face set in a grim mask as she heaves herself onto the ship and heads for the hold. Septimus Hallow limps to the mast, leaning his halberd aside to produce a heavy iron chain, his eyes fixed on the companionway. Zarithra stands centrally on the tilting deck, her fingers weaving stabilization glyphs in the air to dampen the frantic humming vibrating through the timbers.
Search the commander's remains. There is silver to be had, and I've seen the hold's secrets through the veil.
A spectral, translucent palm manifests over the mangled remains of Kithrak Voral, dipping into the charred folds of his leather and silver-plated vestments. The mage hand retrieves a heavy silk pouch that clinks with the weight of gold and several jagged shards of obsidian that pulse with a faint, dying violet light. Flannel turns his golden gaze toward the hold, his true sight piercing the gloom of the lower deck to reveal the shimmering, unstable outlines of the cargo below.
Welcome to the fray, Littlefoot. Stay behind the steel.
Cyrus plants his heavy, soot-stained boots on the deck, his massive greatsword held in a relaxed but ready guard as he positions himself between the new arrival and the dark hatch. Kyra Rabbitfoot moves with a fluid, fey-like grace across the blood-slicked boards, her sharp eyes darting over the splintered masts and the cooling remains of the Githyanki warriors. She pauses near a cluster of discarded crates, her keen senses picking up the faint, metallic scent of hidden caches tucked beneath the rigging. Neo descends into the belly of the ship, his undead phase spider clicking softly as its many legs grip the damp wooden ribs of the hull. The air in the hold is thick with the smell of ozone and wet earth, vibrating with a high-pitched psionic frequency that makes the iron nails in the beams grow. Zarithra follows close behind, her voice a low, rhythmic murmur as she guides Neo toward the center of the chamber, where the massive silver tether once pierced the floor. The hold is a cavernous, hollowed-out space, dominated by a thick, humming silver cable that extends from a jagged hole in the keel, down into a swirling, indigo abyss beneath the ship. Surrounding the tether are 3 massive obsidian canisters, each 6 feet tall, and etched with glowing Githyanki runes that flicker with an unstable, violent light. These canisters hiss as they leak, wisps of purple vapor, their heavy leaden caps vibrating against the pressure of the raw astral essence trapped within. Scattered across the damp floorboards are several discarded silver plates and a series of technical scrolls, written in the sharp, angular script of the Githyanki, weighted down by heavy brass calipers. Near the flickering canisters, a small locked iron coffer sits bolted to a structural rib of the ship, its surface frosted with a thin layer of planarime, the flickering iridescent plating of an escaped astral predator, Solthire, occasionally catches the dim light as it clings to the shadows of the overhead beams, its many limbs twitching in a jerky, unnatural rhythm. Neo stands before the canisters, his pale hands weaving through the freezing mist of the shroud to knit together the fraying edges of the container's seals. He directs the necromantic energy of his patron into the cracks of the obsidian, forcing the leaking vapor back into the jars, while his spider mount stands guard, its fangs dripping with the green, grounding light of the Feywild. Zarithra assists her long fingers tracing the ley lines in the air to ensure the pressure doesn't reach a terminal spike.
Carefully. If the harmonics shift too rapidly, the essence will invert and pull the entire harbor through the keel. Hold the containment steady while I lock the physical latches.
I'll say she's awfully helpful.
Hmm.
And oh wow, the picture of that thing, do you see that? Soldier? That's something.
Oh.
What is that?
Well, it's exotic and belongs in an alien.
Yeah, so basically it's like a guardian. It's like a religious guardian.
The guardian has curves.
Info. Let's see what it says. Well, I'm pretty sure it has venom or poison.
Click on a picture though, you get basic info.
Escaped astral predator, the multi-limb shifting.
I would say there's a lot of the body that has crushable things.
It's an apex predator. Sweet.
Funny. Very funny.
Shifting iridescent plate.
It's got 90 health.
Don't provoke it, basically. You don't want to. Not sure why he's just observing for now.
Probably because it doesn't think you can see it.
Well, it's detected already. I'm just not sure if it's going to be hostile or just being there as a stalker. Just looking creepy and menacing. I mean, I don't have anything that can interact with it in a good way, I would assume. I have one on ability point. Sure I can unlock anything that makes sense. Well, yeah, I can basically learn to make it blind or deaf, but I mean, that's not going to do much for me.
Depends if it starts to provide.
Well, as I said, everything is kind of neutral until something happens. I mean, it's not hostile yet with the relationship thingy. So for that reason, I have no clue how it will react, because I have no clue of its intentions. Okay, apparently I also have a few prompts in the info screen. Let's see now. Slow the rip is multiple eyes fixing you with unblinking alien tension. The tether's death scream will draw more of them. You feel it too, the resonance in the bones of the ship. Low clicking harmonies from the shadows overhead. It is a plating catches dim light. A little flesh thing has steady hands. I have not seen that That shade of necromancy since the void between stars consumed the Githyanki creature. Okay, right now it's interesting to me. So should I charm this whatever, or just let it observe me, I guess?
Try and attack it. Just focus on
well,
the
right now it's
canisters.
just interested in me being a necromancer, basically.
Unless this
more
is the boss
examine me like something interesting. Well, it doesn't say it's hostile. If it was a boss, it would be hostile, not neutral, and interested in me doing whatever. So this is a trick question how to react. Because I mean, this thing is not exactly aligned with the Githyanki because of the.
Can you ask the narrator things privately without everybody seeing it?
I can ask the narrator, but you'll see it.
Yeah, he's asking. I guess she's trying to be sneaky.
Well, you can actually try to ask the narrator to keep all of our party members' dialogues private, and then try to.
You can ask. Like, make my dialogue private.
Give me a second. I will try to do that. Give me a second, Dan. I will try and do something. Then we can try to see if it works. Okay. I did this one time and it said it could, but I'm sure it works. Let me just do this as a test. Reverse direction. Thank you for starting the timer. Can you make it so all player characters interaction with you are private?
Still on the deck, I think.
Yeah, I'm still trying to make sense of the system here, and I cannot do that if things are happening. Cats with you are private. Okay, I will try. See if this works. I mean, my narrator said it could at one point, but I had no one to try it. No, okay. It's fun though. In my world, it said it could, but no, apparently not. It could be a restriction on this world, or a restriction that doesn't work at all. So all chats with narrator is public for a sake, at least in this world setup. Okay, yeah. Now it asks me if you want to send that to the devs as an option. Well, it can be a requested feature, I guess, for the devs to implement.
Mm-hmm.
So not today, apparently. Let's see. You want me to ask a question about the Soldier, right, Dan?
What?
The creature is not thinking I'm fascinating, apparently. Was that what you said before I was asking things?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I said I can.
That was like 15 minutes ago.
At the same time. I said my brain gets stuck on details and it doesn't help me with interactions.
Bye.
Okay, I think this is a straightforward question. Let's see.
As much as I can do on deck, so.
I said it was talking to me while I was checking his profile, basically. Or talking about me in a sense. Well, at least it's doing something now. Okay then. I continue to do my thing then, hope for best. See what the narration puts it into, I guess. And people doing things, so yeah, I guess it will be hostile in a second. We'll see. Is it Wiles? The issue with this game is there's so many lore kind of specific little trinkets and stuff. There's a lot of things you can act on. That really makes sense. I think that's how it works. See what happens. I'll be interested to see if it bites me in the ass, basically. I would say no risk, no reward. "50 seconds left, yeah. "30 seconds, if you don't submit something soon, it will cancel you out."
Flannel stands amidst the carnage of the deck, his golden eyes narrowing as they fix on Zulfire. Through the lens of his true sight, the Dragonborn sees the shimmering, jagged lines of the creature's connection to the astral plane, a web of flickering points near its joints that pulse with a fragile, crystalline light. Flannel snaps his fingers, and a crackling wreath of blue lightning spirals around Cyrus's silver blade, the booming blade spell humming with a sharp, static charge. He then steps back toward the shelter of the shattered mainmast, handing a heavy silk pouch and a jangling ring of iron keys to Kyra Rabbitfoot.
"Take these, Rabbitfoot. Keep them safe while we hold the line."
A spectral, translucent mage hand rises from the deck at Flannel's command. floating into the hold to snatch the technical scrolls from beneath the brass calipers. As the hand brings the parchment into the dawn light, Flannel reads the angular Githyanki script. The text details a planar siphon plan, describing how the silver cable was intended to drain the city's vitality to fuel the Lich Queen's war engines. Nearby, Cyrus plants his feet firmly on the slick boards, his predatory, yellow eyes scanning the harbour and the shadows of the rigging. He holds his glowing greatsword in a ready stance, his heavy presence causing the nearby oil lanterns to flicker and die as he prepares to intercept any threat. Below in the hold, Neo ignores the shifting weight of the ship, his focus entirely on the vibrating obsidian canisters. He weaves a complex web of necromantic energy, forcing the purple astral vapor back into the jars while his undead phase spider chattered its fangs, grounding the chaotic discharge into the damp timbers. Above him, Zolfe crawls along the ceiling beams with a jerky, glass-like clicking. The Predator's iridescent plates shift as it watches the mage hand retreat with the scrolls, its many eyes reflecting the morning light with an unsettling alien curiosity.
The script is a song of hunger, flesh thing. It tells of a throat that never closes.
Septimus Hallow maintains his grim vigil at the hatchway, his halberd levelled at the dark companionway, despite the shaking in his bloodied leg. He watches as Amos Royce frantically stuffs silver plates into a brine-stained sack, the man's hands trembling so violently that the metal clatters against the hull. Amos ignores the danger, his face a mask of desperate greed as he scavenges near the indigo abyss.
Silver for the soup, silver for the bed, just a few more, and I'm gone.
Brunhild Hammerstone grunts with exertion as she jams her red-hot poker beneath a massive supply crate, heaving her weight against it to slide the wood across the tilting deck. The crate groans and settles, helping to counteract the ship's dangerous list. Beside her, Zarithra remains locked in her rhythmic chant, her glowing fingers pressed firmly against the central canister to stabilize the pressure. She glances at Nia, her voice strained as the floorboards beneath the silver cable begin to liquefy into a grey, shimmering sludge.
Ground the energy at the base of the keel. The wood is turning to spirit dust.
Kyra Rabbitfoot catches the silk pouch and the heavy iron keys, her fingers light as she secures them in her belt. She stays low, her sharp eyes tracking the movements of the Flaming Fist scouts emerging from the fog on the distant docks. The low lantern settles further into the water, the wood of its hull screaming as the last of the astral resonance bleeds into the cold harbour waves. Secrets and silver, my favourite kind of morning. The deck remains a scene of tension and gore. The headless corpse of the Githyanki commander lies slumped against the mast, and the violet fog has fully retracted into the dark water, leaving the ship exposed under the rising sun. The party stands divided between the blood-slicked deck and the humming, dangerous hold, waiting to see if the harbour will hold the weight of their victory.
We did it?
I think so. Complete.
Okay. So the Salter is on the deck just doing its thing while we did our thing, I guess.
Okay.
Interesting cliffhanger, kinda-ish.
Hey, I leveled up, I think.
Hey, anyone wants to flirt with the Salter, see what he thinks about it? Well, yeah, just the more health. Congrats.
Level up. Alright. View journal.
Yoda is very tanky with his health bar.
So, secure the no, update. It's not done?
What?
Secure the volatile of obsidian containers is completed. So what the hell do we do now?
Check journal and quests.
I'm in the journal and quests.
Yeah, it's all completed. The update is that we finish it, I would assume.
Okay. We walk off the ship. Well,
we take containers, I guess. We have no continuation. Not sure what we should do with the canisters. We do have them. I mean, we can just take the canister and leave the ship, I guess, and see what the salter does when, well, yeah, except for basically lurking in the cargo hold, I guess. I mean, it didn't jump me, so I guess that's good. Or that it feels like that. That one time I got a pet soldier. Kinda-ish. Well, I caught his interest at least, I guess. We don't think it a compliment. I assume we're gonna take the yacht with us. Actually, no, you only say secure them, so I'm not sure. Should we grab them?
Your what?
The obsidian canisters in the lower lantern hold.
Use your spider to spin webs to secure the canisters so we get it done.
Well, they are already secured. The question is, though, should we just secure and leave them, or should we actually take them away with us?
That's not our problem after we leave the ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just test out their NPC behavior now by writing like this. Ah, wrong. Misspelled. Well, I hope I figures out.
You get a +2 on your intimidation because of the glowing sword.
Amos Royce clutches his sack of silver plates and bolts down the gangplank, vanishing into the violet-tinged shadows of the wharf with a frantic look over his shoulder. In the hold, Zarathra slams the final heavy latch onto the central canister and urges Neo to sever the remaining necromantic flow. Following the architect's lead, Neo withdraws his energy, commanding his undead phase spider to crawl back onto the deck and leave the chilling silver sludge of the lower keel behind. The party regroups on the blood-slicked boards as the ship gives a final, stabilizing lurch, the wood groaning as Brundhild Hammerstone lashes the last supply crates to the mast with a heavy rope. Kyra Rabbitfoot moves through the hold with agile delicacy, her fingers dancing over the locked iron coffer. She produces a set of slender tools and, with a satisfying click, springs the lock to reveal a stash of gold and Githyanki navigation gems. Hearing heavy boots on the pier, she rushes back to the deck and takes a defensive position by the ramp. As a scout from the Flaming Fist attempts to rush the ship, Kyra hurls a vial of caustic, bubbling acid. The glass shatters against the scout's lead greaves, splashing his legs with searing green fluid. The man howls in pain, stumbling back as the acid eats into his leather straps, effectively halting his advance. Cyrus steps to the edge of the gangplank, his massive ash-grey frame and soot-stained adamantine plate, cutting a terrifying silhouette against the rising sun. He plants his boots wide and rests his glowing, lightning-wreathed greatsword on his shoulder, his flat, yellow eyes fixed on the remaining city guards. The sheer weight of his presence and the crackle of arcane static from his blade cause the approaching soldiers to falter, their hands trembling on their spear shafts, as they decide that the charred tavern ship is not worth facing a demon-blooded warrior. Septimus Hallow limps down the ramp to join Cyrus, using his halberd as a crutch to maintain a stern, unyielding guard at the base of the ship. Meanwhile, Sulphur scuttles across the overhead beams with a sound like shattering glass, dropping onto a stack of crates near the gangplank. The creature's iridescent plates vibrate, emitting a low, mournful hum that makes the nearby railings rattle before it settles into a crouch, watching the harbour with alien indifference. Flannel moves through the carnage with a cold, investigative focus, his golden eyes scanning the fallen Githyanki for anything of value. He retrieves a handful of jagged obsidian shards and a finely crafted silver circlet from a downed warrior before stepping off the low lantern. He crosses the damp, blood-stained cobblestones of the Grey Harbour docks, finding a weathered wooden bench near the shoreline. He sits, the shadow staff resting against his knee, and looks out across the water where the violet fog has finally surrendered to the golden light of the dawn.
The anchor is broken. The harbor belongs to the living once more.
And it paid fairly well for the trouble, too.
Keep your wits about you. The Fist are regrouping,
Goblins.
and they'll want an account of every coin and canister we've pulled from that wreck.
The party gathers on the jagged shoreline of Grey Harbour as the sun rises over the high walls of the lower city. Behind them, the low lantern sits low in the water, a blackened husk of its former self, while the rhythmic lapping of the waves slowly replaces the fading screams of the astral rift. Zarethra stands beside Neo, her gaze fixed on the horizon as the city begins to wake to a world no longer tethered to the void.
Yay. Oh, yeah, he attacked a flaming fist. Ruh-roh. Are we in combat with anyone?
Watching us.
I'm worried about the flaming fist that, he just threw a acid bottle at.
Yeah, but what flame fist? When did that get summoned? Or appeared?
The scout. The scouts was coming, so I blocked it, but he decided to chuck an acid stuff on him.
Yeah, I prefer when the image updates when things happens.
Get down!
We're forced back by Kyra's acid and started to do it. Okay, they are basically... We are in standoff, basically, I guess.
Yeah, he's very excited about what she did. She's in here like, I did good. Yep. Give me high five.
Yeah, you put the slightly bad ones at a distance.
What did I get? The silver crystal. What is that?
I have no clue.
I don't really like silver. I want the gold. Oh, the obsidian. I got the obsidian lever. Huh. Gives me investigation.
If you're buffed, then yeah, better.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll try to make something out of it later. Silver crestlet. Oh, it's armor. I can equip it. Cool.
Well, I could give Yai a sleight of hand buff by 1.
I gave her 2 sleight of hands things, so she could equip them.
I would assume that her accessories are full already.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I do have one skill with it by default. I have Thievery level 1 on me. I haven't just used it for anything.
Alright, so we do this. Okay.
Well, we are in a standoff with the Flaming Fist, I guess. By the way, do we have a Yarn Leaf made about them? Fractions. Flaming Fist. Where is that? Where are they? Yeah, the Flaming Fist. Cult of Time, Cult of that one. Flaming Fist, here we go. The premier mercenary company of the Sword Coast, functioning as both a private army and official peacekeeping force for the city of Baldur's Gate. They are highly regimented, well-funded, and known for distinctive flaming gauntlet insignia and rigid chain of command. While their primary loyalty is to the coin, their contractual obligation to protect Baldur's Gate forces them to maintain a veneer of lawfulness in an otherwise cutthroat region. They possess a heavy infantry of tradition and frequently employ magical support, making them one of the most effective conventional military powers in Faerun. The Flaming Fist is charged with enforcing order in the lower city and outer Baldur's Gate, and the highest ranking officer of the organization is always elected as one of the dukes. So basically the peacekeeping force. Our current actions is what exactly?
I'm gonna tell the Flaming Fist to leave the ship alone. And Cyrus, can you give me like a little backup on that? Stand behind Flannel and let out a vicious roar as the final warning or something. I don't know. While Neo plays with his mist of necrotic magic in a threatening manner.
To show a bit of dominance there. Let's see now, I can make this for a little bit fun effect to things. Can find the right ones. Not sure if this makes sense. This is basically an intimidation tactic right now.
Who? This guy. You copy.
So yeah, you act now and I reinforce basically.
Does that sound good for you, Dan?
I think so, at least. If the AI reacts in a weird way, though, that's not a fact.
Yeah, looks good.
Flannel rises from the weathered bench, his massive form silhouetted against the rising sun as he marches back toward the gangplank. As he nears the gathered flaming fist scouts, his mouth hangs slightly open, blue sparks of electricity dancing between his teeth with a sharp, ozone-heavy crackle. A visible aura of static electricity ripples outward from his scales, causing the fine hairs on the nearby guard's arms to stand on end.
Leave this ship be. It is cleansed of the Githyanki, but the cargo within remains beyond your reckoning. Send for Counselor Van at once. We will speak only to those who understand the weight of what has been averted here.
Neo glides forward to Flannel's left, his hands weaving through the air as a chilling, grey mist of spiritual energy erupts around the group. The shroud pulses in time, with Flannel's static magnifying the Dragonborn's presence with the mournful whispers of the recently departed Githyanki warriors. Beside him, Zarethra descends the ramp, her eyes glowing a fierce violet as she stares down the soldiers, her posture radiating a cold, alien disdain for their primitive armor and halberds. Cyrus looms behind Flannel like a mountain of soot-stained steel, his predatory yellow eyes fixed on the led scout. While he remains silent, the sheer physical pressure of his demonic heritage makes the air feel heavy and suffocating. The flaming fist soldiers stumble back, their boots slipping on the damp cobblestones. However, the sight of a demon-blooded warrior and a necromancer alongside a lightning-scarred dragonborn causes several guards to draw their swords in a panic, their fear nearly turning into a desperate, uncoordinated attack. Kyra Rabbitfoot walks down the ramp with practiced poise, her eyes scanning the shadows of the nearby crates and the rooftops of the Grey Harbour. She keeps her hand near her belt, ensuring the navigation gems and gold stay hidden, though she notices a flicker of iridescent light following her movement. Zolfir skitters across a stack of supply crates, its glass-like body clicking rhythmically as it leans toward Kyra's pouch, its alien attention entirely captured by the resonance of the gems within. Septimus Hallow shifts his weight, his armor clanking as he adjusts his grip on his halberd to create a clear line of sight for the party. He watches the docks with a weary, practiced eye, spotting a group of heavily armored figures approaching from the direction of the counting house.
Steady, now. That's Senior Manip Kelvin Birch, leading the reinforcements. He's a man who'd rather see a ship sink than see a regulation ignored. If he sees you lot standing over Githyanki tech, he'll try to seize it in the name of the Fist before Van can even draw a breath.
Zarethra stands her ground, her voice a low, rhythmic rasp that cuts through the sound of the lapping waves. She watches the approaching Minip with a sharp, calculating gaze, her hand resting on the hilt of her silver blade.
Let the lawmen approach. The canisters are stable for the moment, but their seals are fragile. If these brutes attempt to move the cargo with their clumsy hands, they will find that the void does not distinguish between a soldier and a thief.
Yeah, don't get the incompetent guys, grab them.
You used 3 spell slots?
Did we?
You did.
Wait, what did I use? The Shroud didn't require slots though.
You applied a skill buff to my Arcana.
Huh. Okay, not intentional, but Arcana. I mean, that should not be cutting a spell, should it? How can I learn Spiritual Shroud now as a non-skill? I already have that one. Okay. I had 2 skills now, we're saying now. What happened there? Yep, the narrator just gave me 2 skills with the same name. I mean, it should have given me XP1, not give me a secondary skill with the same name. 1 second.
I don't know if it'll let me do that, but I'm going to give it a try with a cantrip. And then I'm going to...
see if I can fix the issue. Yes, please.
I would like. You need to talk to either blocking the way for us.
I don't know if that will work, but we'll see.
Stop now. Someone who knows what to do here.
I mean, I have the basic druid, whatever, but I mean, it's just basic weed stuff growing.
I have Moonbeam. Like, I can stop them.
Oh yeah, we can forcefully do it in one way. I mean, the Salter is still kind of stalking us a little bit. Not sure what's up with that one.
Yeah.
Isn't she have the Korea rabbit foot?
I want to see Kira. I want to see Kira like slap its hand or something. Like, no.
Good chance.
What?
Who slapped who?
The creepy crawly thing. What did you do?
Salter.
Spirits of Shroud from level 2 to level 3?
Yeah, I got 2 skills. I had one level 1, one level 2. So I combined them. It gave me a random skill instead of skilling up. It cloned my skill, basically.
Shouldn't you only get a level 2 then?
I had a 2 to begin with, and then it gave me a level 1. Instead of just giving me XP up.
Weird.
Did a weird maneuver. Sometimes it bugs, and then you need to rectify it, basically.
No.
I just need to check now if it actually shows up with
probably be our last move, because I gotta go get the kid.
Yeah, I just want to check my... Okay, it also removed my description for it, so that sucks.
It's about
that works. I guess this works. Okay, I need to check my skill is correct level next time. Yeah, he's going, it's my game!
Flannel lunges toward the base of the gangplank, his shadow staff carving a jagged line into the salt-stained wood of the pier. As the tip of the staff drags, he channels a surging cocoon of thunderous energy into the wood, leaving a glowing, vibrating room that thrums with the threat of a sonic boom. Blue lightning arcs from his maw, striking the cobblestones in stinging hisses as he stares down the approaching flaming fist.
Crowd gave you
if you enter this ship, you will kill us all.
Also nearby Alice one.
Stop now and wait for someone who knows what to do here. Bring Councillor Van here now.
Cyrus shifts his weight, his heavy greaves grinding against the deck as he brings his lightning-wreathed greatsword to a low, ready guard. His predatory yellow eyes track the movement of every soldier on the wharf, his sheer physical mass forming an impassable wall of soot-stained steel behind Flannel's arcane boundary. Beside him, Neo remains a statue of chilling stillness, his hands weaving a slow, hypnotic pattern that causes the grey mist of his shroud to thicken, while his undead phase spider chattered its mandibles in a rhythmic, grounding hiss. Kyra Rabbitfoot feels a sudden, unnatural vibration at her back and leaps forward, her body twisting in midair with fey-like agility. She lands several feet away on a stack of coiled ropes, her hand instinctively clutching the pouch of gems tightly against her hip. Behind her, Zolthir's glass-like form shudders, its translucent head tilting at an impossible angle as it emits a series of high-pitched clicks that rattle the teeth of everyone nearby. A singular ravenous thought claws at the minds of the party. The gems are leaking the sweet scent of the silver sea, and they must be returned to the dark.
Yeah, he give them back.
Steps to the edge of the railing, her silver-threaded hair whipping in the wind as her eyes pulse with a fierce, violet radiance. She looks down at the senior Manipha, expression one of utter, alien disdain.
Listen to the scaled one, human. The obsidian canisters in the hold are tuned to the silver void. Any unskilled physical interference will trigger a containment failure that will level this entire dockside. Your plate armor will not protect you from being unmade.
Brunhild Hammerstone leans her heavy frame against a supply crate, spatting a glob of phlegm onto the deck before looking Colbin Birch up and down with a weary, unimpressed scoff.
I've seen better-looking reinforcements at a goblin wedding. Manip, find a runner for the counselor before the Dragonborn loses his temper and starts melting your pier into glass.
Senior Manip Kelvin Birch raises a gauntleted hand, signaling his line of archers to halt at the edge of Flannel's thrumming rune. He stares at the lightning dancing in Flannel's teeth and the twitching astral predator on the deck, his face a hard mask of tactical calculation and suppressed irritation. The flaming fist scouts hold their breath, their eyes darting between the glowing rune
and
the demonic warrior guarding the hold, while the sound of the harbor waves grows loud in the
There's 14 flaming fists. Yeah, I just want to add that there's 14 of them. There's 5 scouts, the commander, the senior Birch, and then 8 heavily armored reinforcements. So there's a total of 14 of them.
Awesome.
Yeah, we should probably try talking our way out of this.
Well, you're doing the talking though. Just saying.
I'm gonna use. I haven't been using my charisma skill, but
apparently I have an ability to use.
You now have 2 available abilities. Nice. Objective: escort convoy to the Grey Harbor dock. Wait, we're supposed to. What?
Do you get a quest?
Wants you to find Kessler in the upper city and bring him to the docks.
Wait, is he here?
No.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. Maybe while we hold the dock, we'll send Yahi Rabbitfoot off there. But that'll be next time. I gotta go pick up the kid. So.
Yep.
Unless Yahi's gonna go pick her up. Nope. Okay. Yep. Alright, everybody, that's gonna do it for right now. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on the bell. Check out the link below for Discord tips, tricks. Always welcome if you want to game with me. That's where you're gonna find me. If you're feeling frisky and fright, hit the join button left out of part of the feeling crew. Alright, y'all be good. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we'll continue the story. Yeah, we're gonna have to send, I think one of us is going to have to run up and escort him down to the docks. So...
And that. I mean, the only thing I have now is basically blinds and disorients creatures, but I mean, that's...
Yeah, I get, like, I guess you could probably run up there with your spider. Like, you...
Semi-ish, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Phase through and based on 1 crit.
Alright.
How fast is Littlefoot?